All right, we're back. Since last week, Dynamis was his delayed episode. You might be surprised to see him back again. I was surprised as well. This is Battletech Solaris Nights, episode 112. Cosmo versus Star Commander Lezgo. So I'm just going to tell you that your opponent is a very strict traditionalist in terms of identifying himself. In fact, one of his biggest selling points is that he basically proudly announces himself wherever he goes. So, Star Commander Lezgo of the Bloodline Send It of the Steel Viper clan has invited you to take a look at his mech and tour the facilities before the match, just in case you wanted to see his captured Jade Falcon Omni-Mech Cougar that he brought back from a recent incursion. As the rank 32 light champion, he is expected to continue rising up the ranks. And as a Steel Viper, his sole mission in life is not only to conquer the inner sphere in order to free it, but also to kill Jade Falcons, which is a thing he has openly done in the arena over the past few years.
Yeah, well, him and Hunter should get along just fine.
They will not. The other thing is you have an invitation to speak with Trace Billings, local partial owner of the Solaris Centurions, successful but not champion mech racer, and some might remember him as Sia's adopted father. You know, he wears many hats, most of them NASCAR-like.
I have a feeling this has something to do with why hold on, Fire Falcon B just showed up with mechs in Cosmo's name. All right.
Two more notes. One.
Oh, Jesus.
You get a weekly briefing about the local goings-on, according to the Maskarovka, including their list of local assets on planet. You've noticed that your name has been added to the list of Maskarovkan handled assets on planet.
Handled in the way like this dude threatened me last time, or handled just being watched?
I wouldn't say you're on payroll, but basically it seems like this guy kind of expects that you work for him now.
And this isn't the dude who pistol whipped me. This is his incompetent buffoon who he sent to watch me, right?
No, this is the guy who pistol whipped you.
Oh, he lied? Should never trust him.
I mean, he hasn't shown up and demanded anything from you. You're just on a list.
That's true.
And you know that you're on the list.
Can I check said list for Zhang?
Kunfei? No, she's not on the list. Not a Maskarovka asset.
You've been
getting these lists regularly for years now. Zhang has never been on it. Most of the people on it are like low-level petty criminals and deadbeats who found themselves on Solaris in need of a little cash, and the Maskarovka has threatened them into working for them in order to cover their debts.
Okay. All right, then I think Cosmo's probably not too worried. He's probably like, I've been on the list, off the list. What's one more time back on?
You've never been on the list of handled assets. You have been on the investigatory
the wanted list.
Yeah. See, no, you haven't been on the wanted list, because if you had been, you would be dead. You're on the list of people they want to keep an eye on. If they wanted you, they would have you.
Is it known that Cosmo took out... Oh, God, I have to go back a while for this dude's name. Shoot. Do I not have
the guy
it
you killed in the alleyway? No.
Yes. That's not known? Okay.
It's not known. I mean, the only people that were there that actually witnessed it was Zhang, who handed you the pistol in her security attachment.
Who took care of the body, who I'm hoping we could still trust.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your final note is that over the next few days, there's an expected arrival from a member of the CCAF High Command, a colonel in the directorate. They're on vacation, but they'd like to visit by the time your next episode comes around, investigate your command, and check your battle readiness. Make sure everything's
how timely.
Shape. Yeah.
You know, actually, I mean, plays well to what something I was going to do anyways, but now it just has meaning.
So the other thing to note, I know that Colonel doesn't sound like it's the highest rank ever, but in the CCAF, Colonel is the highest rank achievable. There are no generals of any kind. They were all executed for treason and the rank was banned.
Sounds just like something the CCAF would do.
Well, that was hundreds of years ago, but yes, the traditions of the old days remain in the new age.
Oh my goodness. All right. This might end up being a long episode.
But we have to play Icarus afterwards. I want to ice storm that expedition.
When Hillbilly and Kane or Carl were going on that expedition with all the ice in the digging, I was just like, when's AP gonna drop it? When is he gonna drop it?
I kept it in.
Yeah, that was funny.
Now look, Ludeman episodes, normally I'll fucking divert 15 times to tell stories, but I didn't want to interrupt their story because I didn't know how long people could stay.
Bro moment.
Yeah.
Although that actually impacted what I was going to do in this episode too, because well, we'll see. But Jesus Christ, so many things going on. All right, I think right out of the gate.
Oh, you just got out of the hospital where you were treated for your minor injuries.
My pistol whipping.
Yeah.
Okay. I think first thing I've got to do is go talk to Zhang.
Okay.
I suppose per usual, I'll try to set up someplace nice for the two of us to eat because we always seem to eat over or talk over food. And to signify that's a somewhat serious conversation, when we sit down, I'll put down the little noise canceller thing.
Yeah, but that's normal between the two of you.
That's true.
There's nothing to indicate that this is a serious conversation yet.
That's true. Then I guess it's Cosmo. He just roll with it. He thinks he's doing the right thing by taking it out.
Let me ask you a question first.
Yeah.
Did you accept Seth's offer of clothes?
Yes. Remember, I took the workout clothes and threw them in the corner and said, "Why do I need those?" And then I put on the fancy suit. But I would not wear Apex Dragons uniforms to like a dinner with. That's
Zhang. Okay. As you may know, Zhang has a habit of marking her territory by borrowing your clothing and openly displaying it. I assume there's like an embroidered handkerchief or whatever it is you stuff in the pocket here. She has that on her suit. She has your Apex Dragons.
I'm so concerned Seth did something to the clothes. Okay.
That's fine. You trust in this white noise generator, right? I mean, what could possibly happen with this white noise generator here? It's a shield against all interference.
The handkerchief is a small EMP.
But that would also stop all recording devices. I don't understand. Like none of this is a problem for you.
This type of conversation is the exact reason why in Caspar's Hunchback I put an ECM in there with the virtual reality pod. Okay. Zhang, I know usually we take this out as a precaution anyways, but I do have some I have multiple disturbing news.
She puts her knife and fork down.
I guess where to begin? First, we are expecting a visitor soon to inspect the house guard. Turns out it is a colonel, and he wants to investigate my commands, but our troops, and just see the state of things. Supposedly, he is on vacation. I don't believe it. I think this is in response to some of the recent activities.
Do you anticipate any problems? Is my house guard somehow lacking? Now, it should be noted, you're now married to this woman after serving as her knight for years. This question was, if this answer doesn't satisfy me, I'm going to be so pissed.
I have concerns regarding some of the new recruits. They are not typical CCAF soldiers, no?
Put them on vacation while he's here. Have them train at a remote location.
I mean, I can do this. But then we appear short-staffed. I guess which is the worst?
We
of
are
the two?
short-staffed.
I see. So more short-staffed doesn't hurt. Good plan. Good. I like it.
There is no chance that the reports of the deaths of those troops will not have crossed his desk if he is coming here with a purpose, as you say. I doubt that he will be surprised if there are troop openings within our TO&E, which I believe is what your people call it.
When she says your people, like military
TO&E,
people.
she means military people, troops, officers, and equipment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a list of everything you own.
Yes, perhaps it is best to send these 50 new recruits away for some time, and then they can come back later. Because we only, if I remember right, last time you said we had 10 open headcounts, but we recruited 50 basically assassins.
Assassins is such a defining term. I would say fanatics is
skilled operatives.
Also possibly cannibals.
Jesus. Okay, we're playing Crusader Kings now.
I mean, the mystic arts attributed to the Thugi do involve the eating of hearts. So it's hard to tell what these people do exactly. You have made every attempt to keep yourself away from these discussions and mystical provinces.
Right. It's true. Okay, well, I guess I just want to make you aware that there's a bit more focus on us now than there was before. And believe me, I will do everything in my power to train us get us ready for when the colonel arrives. But your advice is a good one, to keep perhaps our new recruits away for some time.
What is the bad news?
Oh, I thought that was the bad news. You are so easy to talk to. Well,
she gives you a smile, but it's Zhang's smile that shows she's really laughing. But in her culture, laughing is considered to be crass, so she needs another way to express her level of humor.
Mm-hmm. Well, our reports came out this week or this month for Maskarovka agents, and my name has appeared on the list. I think the player is not realizing why. That's actually really funny that I'm a little slow on the uptake. I guess I did not know I was signing up for this, but yeah, I am a handler now for the Maskarovka.
No, you're a handlee.
Handlee.
Handlee. Yeah. A handler is a Maskarovka agent who recruits desperate people to work for them.
Yes.
You are an asset who is being handled.
Yeah, it's like the Lyran thing all over again.
Yes, it's exactly like that. It is
Perfect.
100% like that. Yeah. Listen, when you came into this game, you told me you wanted the Justin Allard experience.
Yeah,
you've managed to pick up a noble wife. All right. You've been involved in multiple intrigues. There are deaths that have happened on your watch. You've killed a man on Solaris just like Justin.
Yes, I am the cheap man's Justin who can't do anything to his level but still gets the job done. Perfect. So I guess I just wanted to make you aware that a little more focus on me again. Nothing to concern you. You are not on the list. You are safe.
Okay, I'm not concerned.
You are just so. You know what? We don't even need this. I toss the listening device and just let us enjoy our meal.
Honestly, I'm surprised you weren't already on the list.
You know, me too. I was wondering that. Why have they not paid attention to me? I'm glad I'm getting more recognition. Like turning it into a positive. All right. Well, I guess let us enjoy our meal then.
All right. She goes back to eating. But she occasionally does that thing where she takes things off your plate.
Oh, I was going. Never mind. I was saving that French fry.
I know.
It was the best one.
You asked her if she wanted a meal as well. She said no, right? And then she took most of your fries.
God, that's so frustrating.
And took a bite out of the part of the hamburger you hadn't eaten yet.
Yeah,
not the whole thing, but like a bite or two out of.
Yeah, it's like when you're like, "Oh, do you want to get a drink?" No, I'm good. And then they drink half your beer. It's like, what the fuck?
Glad we're all on the same page for this one.
And it's always the first sip too, with a nice head crowned at the top, and all right. Next, I think Cosmo's probably a bit nervous to talk to Star Commander Lezgo about the open invitation he sent to visit.
You don't have to visit him if you don't want to.
I mean, it's Cosmo. He's gonna. But first, he wants to talk to Trace Billings. He's trying to get like the important stuff out, and then the stuff he thinks will be more fun.
All right. Trace is wearing the stereotypical.
I will be wearing Apex Dragon stuff now.
Oh, he's wearing the stereotypical Texas businessman. All right. He's got huge boots, blue jeans, denim shirt with a big brown leather jacket on it, and a 10-gallon hat on, smoking a cigar in his office, looking out over the mech racing track that they use as a practice yard. And he stands up and moves towards you. Now, his office is spectacular. I mean, the view from up here not only lets you see the Solaris City suburbs, but the whole racetrack, right? This is that executive corner office with the windows, except it's all windows in every direction. He holds out a hand for you to shake, and he says, Nicholas Sokolov, have we met before? I don't think so.
Not formally, only through acquaintances. And it is, I must say, your office is impressive. It is a pleasure to meet you, and you're right, long overdue. My apologies.
Can I offer you a cigar, whiskey?
Vodka?
Whiskey?
Hey, it's better than nothing.
He has you come join him looking out over the racetrack, and he says, all right, well, look, I just wanted to say I appreciate everything you did for my daughter. I tried to warn her away from the path she was walking on. I sent her messages all the time, but I'm not really sure that she read them. You know, I really knew what was best for her, and I feel like she didn't appreciate my knowledge and wisdom. But you were a friend, and you were there for her when she needed you.
Cosmo is so torn because he's like, yeah, I tried to be a decent friend. Then he's like, at the last encounter, he said, it's too bad Saya and I couldn't remain friends. And you were like, oh, pause, pan to Saya, tear goes down her face. Next episode. It's like, oh, well, that was a sad ending.
But he doesn't know any of that. He only knows what she has told him.
Coming back to real time, you know, Mr. Billings, I have been wondering.
Please, Trace.
Yes, my apologies. I'm curious. What was in the letter that you had me deliver to her once when she had left our compound? Because I must say, I've seen Saya angry before, but whatever was in that letter, she had a cynical laugh I had not heard before.
There are a lot of things, a lot of different choices she could have made throughout her life, and every time she made a bad one, as her father, I made sure that she understood what would have happened if she had walked the other path in her life.
I see. Well, that could not have been an easy task.
It's true. It's difficult raising a young woman, especially a genetically engineered super killer. But I feel like I did a good job with what I had.
Well, I will say she made all the headlines.
I appreciate that. He wraps an arm around your shoulder and says, you know what? Nick, can I call you Nick?
Sure, yes. Cosmo's never sure when he meets someone, like, how much power they have, and so he lets them drive for a bit.
He takes a sip from his whiskey and he says, I understand there's a job opening at Apex Dragons.
Oh, boy.
It is my intention, sir, to apply to that position. You're looking for a renegade. You're looking for someone who can corral mech warriors. I think I've already proven that I'm excellent at corralling, clan mech warriors. I think I have what it takes to take the position, and if you could just put in a good word for me internally before I drop my resume, I'd really appreciate it.
This is a very interesting proposition. How did you hear, by the way, of Elizabeth's departure?
Proposition is such a strong, possibly illegal word. This is a favor between friends. Maybe it was your idea all along.
I see.
You're an idea guy. I can tell that about you.
Sure. Cosmo's full of ideas. Well, let me ask you, Trace. Do you believe you could handle some of the personalities in our group, because they are quite strong?
Nick, I handled a young woman who turned out to be a genocidal butcher. Tell you what else I handled: winning several championships as a team coming out first. I've also been before the Celerity #1 several times, champion.
This is true. Your track record speaks for itself.
And under my watch, Solaris Centurions doing a lot better than normal.
Is he the owner?
He's now a partial owner. I mean, he's like the, what do you call it when you're the majority? He doesn't
Majority
own
shareholder?
more than 50.1%, but he's the one that owns the most, the controlling interest. That's what it's called.
And Cosmo's thinking, well, that should get Seth on board. Okay. I think we can make this work. Yes, this is an excellent idea that I just had.
He slaps you on the back and pours you another shot of whiskey.
I think after the first one, Cosmo struggled through the first one. Probably like, this isn't vodka. And the second one, he's just like, whatever, and just downs the whole thing.
Yeah, that extra bite is from the neutralized viper venom we put in it.
What?
It's not poisonous anymore, or venomous technically. It just adds a little spice to it.
Huh. Just quite the kick.
He points to the bottle. It's him squeezing the life out of a rattlesnake.
Is it like cartooned or like real?
It's cartoon, yeah.
Perfect. That'd be pretty badass if it's like really him. Yeah. I do wonder. My next match is against Vipers. I'll take one more shot.
Okay.
Doesn't hurt.
The bottle's called Champion Choker, by the way, just in case you wanted to order in bulk when you get home.
And I'm assuming if he's on the bottle, he's the owner.
Yeah.
We're going to have to make quite a few advertising rules later. All right. Well, I will see what I can do. This was a very good idea I had. Thank you, Chase.
No.
Or Trace. I don't know why I call him Trace. Chase. Yeah.
Thanks,
Trace.
Nick. And hey,
inside, Cosmo hates being called Nick.
if you ever want to know what it's like to break 200 kilometers an hour in a battle mech, let me know. I'll get you out here on the track.
I'm trying to think. The fastest I've gone is 18, right? And that's at 180. So I have come close, but 200. To exceed that would be something
Trace
special.
has gotten up to 250. Someone built a Locust for him that was like 25 hexes.
I do. I wonder if I could modify my Kodo to race your Locust. Although I'm not losing that X pulse. That's never mind. Out of the question.
Oh, look, son. It's one thing to be a gladiator, but it's quite another to be a mech racer. When you're slipping and sliding on the gridiron out there, let me tell you something. We don't have time to be checking our feet. We're already putting them 2 steps ahead.
I think Cosmo's
it's a whole different ball game out there.
Cosmo's on the verge of being like, are you implying racing is more difficult than being a gladiator?
He is, actually. No. It's not that he's implying racing is more difficult than being a gladiator. He's implying it requires a different skill set. There's no weapons. And while physical contact isn't forbidden, right? It's just like in any racing game. The more, or in real life, the more contact you have between two cars, the more damage they become, and the grinding slows both cars down and makes it worse for positioning, right?
And then you blow a tire and it's all gone to hell.
I mean, in this case, you blow an actuator joint and you're basically done. You know what I mean?
Your leg just falls off. Yeah. I bet there's a few racers with that SPA lets you hop on one leg. Well, Trace, I will take you up on that offer, but perhaps another time. I must make some modifications to one of my machines to make it competitive.
Okay.
Excellent.
I meant you could use one of ours, but sure.
No, that's half the challenge. I must design a machine to compete.
Well, you certainly are the whole package, Nick. All right, you have a good day now.
Take care, Trace.
You step into the elevator, and as it takes you down, you know, it also has like a, as much as possible, beautiful view of the area. And as you're going down, there's like a mech that's at head level with you that's running past full speed. You can see the mech warrior, and they're working the controls, but then they're past you.
Gone.
Yeah. What's next?
I'm gonna save the Steel Viper thing right before combat. So I think next, I just want to talk to Caspar real quick. Probably in the mech bay.
Yeah.
As soon as Cosmo sees Caspar, he gets a little giddy, kind of like a kid Christmas morning, and he's just so happy to say, Caspar, we've finally done it. We have incorporated your virtual reality piloting pod into your hunchback, although I have changed its designation. No longer 4P, it is now named WUB. W-U-B. And
have I seen this yet? I feel like I haven't seen the file.
I sent it like right after my last episode.
Okay, let me take a look.
It's got the virtual reality pod, a Guardian ECM.
Is that meant to be in ECCM mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
6 medium pulse lasers.
Oh, I see it.
1 ER large laser and 1 ER medium laser.
No, the last thing I see is the Oscout. I don't think you sent this to me yet.
I put it in, I think, Gladiator chat.
Okay.
I mean, I can send it to you if you want. It cost me 3 wealth. I remember you took that. Do you want me to send it to you?
No, I got it now, actually.
Okay.
I see it.
I'm actually most proud about the picture I found to use for it.
It's terrible. I hate this picture. I don't know why you take pride in it. This is satanic. All right. Caspar is pleased with it, and he stops listening to you and immediately crawls into the virtual reality pod so he can experience what it's like.
I feel like Cosmo's still explaining things to no one. Be like, oh, and then
but here's the thing: like, you're talking, right? But then he goes from not being able to hear you as he gets into the cockpit. Then he gets into the pod, and it's like he's hearing you with his ears still, because the vibrations that you make through the atmosphere are being felt by the mech's armor plates.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. Although
the mech
I can't.
Turns to look down at you and moves with a very fluid. Even clan mechs can't move like this. It's almost human the way he bends down to look at you.
So then, well, that's a bit creepy. But as I was saying, you've got your ECM for countering, your lasers, your large laser. Can you even hear me?
Yes. I can hear everything.
Also creepy. Okay. Well, what do you think?
We need a filter. I'll have to work on the sensors here. It's a lot.
Oh, okay. Turn the gain down.
It's not just about the gain, right? Like, he's getting the information of like the readiness state of all the weapons directly into his mind, while also getting like heartbeat readings on everyone in like a 4-mile area.
Perhaps we implement a bandpass filter to start.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, that's what he said. He needs to implement a filter.
Yes, but I knew with your background, you'd be like, bandpass, that's what we need.
I mean, you technically want too different. I mean, probably a lot more felt. Don't worry. So you can't just say band pass. Come on now.
Anyways, I think we should take that for a test run once the filtering is done. And
no, he
goes out anyways.
Oh yeah. It is. You can tell that he has some phantom reliance on his cyberware because of the way his legs are moving differently. Even though the hunchback would have no problem moving in this way.
Right.
His personal input, the reliance on his cyberware is hitching, but you could tell he's trying to work past it. Even a few steps in. I can't not feel it, actually. It feels like it's there, and then he moves both of his mech arms and stops, but then starts moving again. He starts getting up to the hunchback's full speed, which, is not impressive, but
yeah,
there is an unsteadiness to his movement right now,
This will come with time. Do not panic. This is only your first time in it.
I'm not panicking.
Oh, okay, it's hard to tell.
You're panicking. I'm fine.
Oh, okay, Kaspars, you're upset. Don't get upset.
I'm not upset. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. And let us not forget, Rune Industries helped to make this possible as well. Perhaps when you are ready for your first battle, wise person for you to designate that victory.
He's already going out on the mech bay range. And the range
I know
master
you can still hear me.
The range master hasn't given him any clearance yet, but he literally hunches over and extends the hunchback's head out, and the ER small laser that's there and misses by a lot. It's nowhere near close. The range master is pissed. He's already running forward and continuously firing just to see. He's waiting until he actually hits to see how to do it.
I think Cosmo is going to be like, he's fine, and just let him be.
All right. The range master's just like, he's not fine, and if you interfere with this range again, you won't be able to use it. Now, sir, step back. I got a loose mech to take care of. I don't have time to deal with your hysterics, sir. I said, calm down, Mr. Cosmo!
Cosmo just walks away.
All right. He turns around. He starts chasing the mech, and he's got like a call out for one of the Apex Dragons security techs to come and calm Caspar down.
It's good to see him so happy.
Caspar about to get 3-day suspension right here.
Yeah, so maybe that, I don't know why I'm responding in his voice, but maybe that'll teach him not to disobey authority. Coming from Cosmo, that's pretty
I was gonna say, wow, from Cosmo, you're sounding more compelling than ever right now.
Okay, next person. I'll probably send a message to this person. God, I wanted to talk to 2 more people too. Damn. Okay. I'll send a message to Mei Park.
Yeah.
Probably because the whole she's recording everything I say so Cosmo's mind, for some reason, sending a text is way better. May, I know you and I operate differently, but deep down, I do not believe that we are so different. We both want what is best for those we care about. For me, that includes the Mandresa, the compelling confederation, and his celestial wisdom. I believe you also care strongly for these same groups, and I think you believe I'm a puppet full of hot air. I will prove to you otherwise. And Cosmo, from this moment on, starts at going to the House Guard barracks far more often and partakes in their training, but not as someone giving orders, but someone who is basically like a new recruit, trying to show that, you know what, I'm one of the people I need to shape up myself. Because
this is the kind of thing that's a literal rookie mistake. And also, I'm just gonna be honest with you here. Like, I don't remember how old Cosmo is, but it's pretty tough.
40s.
Competing physically with men that are half your age and juiced up on amphetamines, and
I mean,
you're like, I'm one of you, and then they're like, okay, run 40 kilometers, sir.
I'll catch you on the back half.
Here's your 200 pounds worth of equipment, your 100-pound pack, your weapon, your buddy's ammunition for their saw.
Yeah, so he's trying to make a face of doing the right thing, but of course, there's no way he can keep up. And I don't know if it helps or hurts his relationship with Mayi Park, but
it's definitely gonna amuse your troops for sure. They would never show it because they would be executed for it.
Of course.
But privately, they discuss how you are a clown and a buffoon.
Well, that doesn't change anything they didn't already think. And while doing this, he's actually wearing the Apex Dragons workout gear.
Good.
So he doesn't really blend in with them, but and before watching today's episode, I would have said that he starts to mimic what Carl does for a workout, but now he's going to be like, I can't do any of that, and I don't want to be hillbilly. I'll just stick to what my troops do.
Okay. What's next?
Do I want to talk to Zeri? Nah. I'll just go. I will respond to Star Commander Lezgo.
Star Commander Lezgo is not in the clan dropship enclave. He has resided as a somewhat normal citizen of Solaris in the international zone and operates out of a rented mech bay from the spaceport. He does seem to have a team of both hired and clan technicians who keep his mech working. He has a personalized logo on his mech that is a Widowmaker spider forcing its way out of the jaws of a viper.
Oh my god. I feel like Cosmo's about to get his ass kicked.
His hair is very short. I mean, basically little more than stubble. And he is also half your age. He holds out a hand for you to shake and says, Nicholas, I'm Lezgo. Star Commander Lezgo.
Star Commander, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Please, just call me Lezgo.
Lezgo. It is a pleasure to meet you, and I'll take his hand. I must ask, why do you like staying in the international zone?
I don't understand the question.
Huh.
This is where I live.
You like it here? Yes.
I find Solaris to be an ample challenge for my abilities. It is loud and messy and indicative of the Inner Sphere's decline, but there is a lot of the Star League here, and I find that encouraging. What do you know of the Steel Vipers?
Well, I must admit, Steel Vipers are one of the clans I know little about. My fellow gladiators in my stable are basically my only source of knowledge. So I know about Ghost Bear, some Jade Falcon. I know not of Steel Viper, but I do know that you personally do not like Jade Falcons.
The Steel Vipers and the Jade Falcons have long had a violent and bloody history together.
I see.
The former Ilkhan Ulrich Kerensky placed our occupation zones together in order to slow us down. It was part of his treasonous acts, the final gasp of a dying dog. We will prevail over the Falcons. Our vision is clear. If you would permit me, I would like to tell you of our goals in the Inner Sphere.
I see no reason why not. Please.
I think you are a man who has been harassed by his and several other governments. Your brushes with the law are legendary on Solaris. We are here to remove corrupt authority. Your people are not prepared to handle machines of war in the coming clan rulership. When the Steel Vipers take over, because we will be the first clan on Terra, the people of the Inner Sphere will be uplifted over their false governments who have taken the bones of the Star League and chewed upon them for far too long. Your people have been oppressed by government, religion, lies, corruption for far too long. And when you are ready, when you have received our doctrine, you will be allowed to be warriors again. and rise to the pinnacle of our species.
I can't help but notice you keep saying you and them, and whose side do you think I am on? I'm curious. I feel as though I am an ant under your boot in your mind.
I believe you are an ant under the boot of the Capellans and the Inner Sphere in general. I am here to help people like you who suffer under the yoke that the nobles have their hands on. Business leaders, religious tyrants. Why should the ability to talk to one another be under the guise of terrorism and betrayal? Why should you fear your own government? Why do they not serve you? A warrior's highest calling is to serve the people under them, not brutally oppress them.
And how long do you think it will be until I achieve this new freedom under your reign?
Under my reign? I have no idea. I expect that the truce of Tukiad, the Steel Vipers will surge over the border. But that will be some years from now.
I see. The way you speak, you seem to think it will be happening sooner.
No. It will happen on Truce Day. We will come.
On Truce Day. Well, that'll be one day, will it not?
All of the clans that are here will do their best to become the Ill Clan. There will be no stopping us a second time.
How can I argue with such logic? Cosmo's thinking this guy's out to lunch.
As you can see, we have the clearest and most just vision of all of the clans, which is why we will succeed with Kerensky's blessings.
Well, I admit I do like your goals far better than that of Jade Falcon. This is agreeable.
Or Diamond Sharks.
I do not quite understand Diamond Sharks other than they monopolize everything. And they're quite good at it.
Diamond Sharks equate cowardice with strength.
Well, that is a conundrum, is it not?
They have allowed their warrior caste to become their merchant caste. This breakdown of values is against Kerenskian vision.
I see. And you believe that Steel Viper holds that vision the purest?
We are among the purest of Kerensky's children. The Blood Spirits would contest that, of course, but they contest so many things, it's really hard to tell.
I feel like this is, most of this is probably brand new for Cosmos. He's trying to fact check it with Carl and Seth when he gets back. Like, Steel Vipers, go. What's their deal?
Oh my God. Seth's point of view would probably be so fucking weird. Carl would just be like, tiny wimps, easily defeated.
Why do I care? Insignificant.
Yeah. Listen, anyone who's watched the time of Total Warfare already knows the Steel Vipers are the forgotten clan.
What do you mean? Everyone guessed who that's who their opponent was right away. I'm pretty sure everyone rambled, like you guys literally rambled like through 10 clans and you're just like, nope. Well, Star Commander, Lezgo. Is there anything you wish to do special for our upcoming match?
No. I simply wanted you to be informed upon the weapon of war that will be destroying you.
Well, you don't know that yet. I have surprised many in the betting ring before. Am I supposed to be looking at your equipment somewhere? Like, is the mech like out in the obvious?
Obviously?
Oh, yeah. It is? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he's staring flatly at you while you deny that he's going to crush you, right? Like, he looks at you like you're a moron and you don't understand what's going on.
Well, I feel like Cosmo would probably, in the past 10 seconds, have realized, oh, this is the machine. I've never seen one of these before. What is it?
It is a cougar.
A cougar. I believe I've heard, aren't those the upgraded version of the Puma?
They are.
Well, that is most frightening. Pumas are very scary indeed in the light class. And you've somehow made them better.
Let me correct you real quick. You keep using the word Puma. It is an adder Omni-Mech, and the Cougar is an upgrade of it.
My apologies.
It has been made better. I will say this for Con Marth Pride. She has done well in ordering these series of upgrades.
Then I guess we will have a glorious battle indeed. Cosmo's still not conceding that he's going to lose. Although he's probably a little bit shitting his pants. Like, damn. Like that. He was already scared of the Puma. So this thing's only going to be even more scary.
Yeah, it's 2 large pulse lasers over 2 LRM-10s. It's really scary, actually. For 30 tons.
That'll hurt.
Yeah.
That'll hurt a lot. Well, I hope it does not offend you, Lezgo, that I would come at you with inner sphere technology. I only have one clan mech, and I like to save it for special occasions.
Does not offend me, whatever you bring against me.
Okay, good. Well, I appreciate your invite, and I am glad I have got to see the mighty machine you will be piloting.
Just remember, I captured this from a Jade Falcon. This is their premier weapon of war that they will be unleashing upon your people. They did not hand this willingly over to me.
I understand. I'm curious. And what mech were you when you captured it?
He just smiles and turns.
I bet it wasn't a light.
He turns back again and says, "Are you implying that my challenge was dishonorable?"
No. Sounds like I'm simply saying, if you claim this to be one of the best light machines, either the other pilot was inferior, which obviously they were because you won, or you had to have a bigger, better mech. That's all. Just trying to understand how you captured it.
I had thought that our match would be pleasant. I can see that it will not be.
All right, then. May the best pilot win.
Say la.
Right back at you.
All right, well, you've deeply offended him. If you were a clan mech warrior, you would have been challenged to a trial. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that is exactly why Cosmo will never be a clan mech warrior.
I don't think that's up for you to decide.
You'd be in trials left and right. I'm thinking I should talk to Zuri now just to figure out his SPAs. But yeah, I guess I'll quickly try to catch up with Zuri. Just be like, Zuri, it has been a while, and I wanted to say thank you for supplying a steady line of Davian pilots. They do go down easy, and I have climbed the rankings since you have picked them out.
Okay.
Although I do wonder, do you think that path has run its course? Is there another avenue I should take? I mean, these Davians, they are all talk to the media, but then as soon as the battle starts, they mute me. How am I to be entertaining when my opponent won't speak, and all I get is a flashy light in their cockpit?
There's only so many Federated Sons mech warriors left in the rankings. You're pretty high up there. You're challenging for rank 32 today, aren't you? I mean,
I thought Cosmo was like in 40s-ish.
Yeah,
maybe.
But you're challenging a guy for rank 32 today. That's Lezgo, right? She's saying that there aren't that many more people before you reach the top. And out of it, only a handful are going to be Federated Sons members.
I gotcha.
Or you've worked your way through them. Cosmo, I don't know what else you want from us. I mean, we can't force them to banter with you.
No, this is good. This is why I was happy to see a different type of opponent today. Although I just came from meeting Star Commander Lezgo. Kind of a scary individual. Warped concept of how reality works. And his machine, very scary. Which Brings me here to ask you, what is it you know about him? Do we have any information that might prove useful in this upcoming battle? Because I am a little nervous.
Make a research roll.
Dun, da, da, da. Come on.
Give a plus
I
one
should have just left him.
for Zuriing.
9. I think I get research. What does that use? I think I get +1 for a 10.
Okay. And you actually have an 11.
Hot damn.
You can ask 2 questions from that list. Gunnery, piloting, notable SPA, current favorite battle mech, goal, how is this vulnerable? What should I be on the lookout for? Are they telling the truth?
I guess I feel like I know a lot of that now, but SPAs is certainly one of them.
Based on the footage that you're watching, he definitely has a Bloodstalker and Weapons Specialist Clan Large Pulse Laser.
Jesus, so he's never gonna miss.
He basically never misses. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like Seth, but more accurate.
How? I'm trying to think what if I wanted to use the how is this vulnerable or something like that.
You would be given a knowledge that you could use to taunt him in the arena to give him a point of stress.
A single point of stress, huh?
Well, for him, it would be meat damage because he's an NPC.
It would go right to meat?
Yeah, his rolls would all increase by 1.
Oh my god, that's insane. Yeah, let's do that.
You realize that by doing that,
he now hates my guts more.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of taunting that this is the kind of thing that drives someone to kill you.
Wow. Now I know why no one else has probably used this before.
I mean, some people have used it. Recently, some people have been using it against the players. So
that's true.
Listen, when you get this high up, psychology is a large part of the championship.
Cosmo's never used it before, so first time for everything. Sure. How is this one, little bro?
She gives you the name of a battlefield that he has apparently fought on before and doesn't talk about in the media very much, but is listed in his codex. And she's certain that if you mention it, you don't even have to say anything about it because they don't know the significance of it. She suspects that just naming it will be enough to set him off, drive him into a rage.
Okay.
It's the Nezuko Plains. Yeah.
What is it?
The Nezuko Plains on Tosaka.
Pull it out of the bag if things get desperate, which they will. This would be the ultimate person to beat with the Oscat, just to say I've ran through him. He would be so pissed. But all right, knowing his mech, I think Cosmo would show up with, we haven't used in a while. I guess the Semyorka, the fire starter. Yeah, let's do that. Do you need me to send you the other sheet?
Yep.
Okay. The PNG, just this one. Oh shit! I almost sent it to the last person to message me. That would have been bad.
Sorry, it's Tokasa. Tokasa.
The planet that's on?
Yeah, Tokasa, the Nezuko Plains. And we're bringing this thing back, huh? All right.
Semyorka. It's the OG.
Cruising for a bruising, bro.
I'm not sure Semyorka is. I've stopped tracking because there's so many battles, but I don't think Semyorka may not have lost yet. I've lost in plenty of other mechs, but
what day is it again? Tuesday? Wednesday?
Not only is it Wednesday, but I'll have you know it is this player's birthday, so it's extra good luck to beat the
My God,
claimers.
unanimous, it's your birthday. Well, by the time people watch this, it'll be the day past your birthday. So yes. I'm the only one that gets to tell you happy birthday, but nice, dude.
So I'm bringing my birthday luck, my 4 points of luck, and my two edge.
True. throughout the rest of the year, I hope that all of your deeds are met with equal measure of success to your hard work, and that you are rewarded.
As long as I work harder than Cosmo, that shouldn't be a problem.
I feel like, as much as we should talk Cosmo, I feel like he does do the work. He might be an agent of chaos, but he puts in the effort and work. He just rolls poorly and makes bad decisions.
You know, I think I'd rather have it that way.
Than being some sort of layabout. All right.
Yeah. I'll take Agent of Chaos every day of the week.
You go into your...
Yes, I will go see Mr. Mueller.
Ernst Dieter Mueller welcomes you warmly and says, Nicholas Sokolov, have we talked about Michael Cersei before?
The name does not ring a bell.
Let's sit down and talk about it. This guy, let me tell you this guy. He's with the Federated Commonwealth's 1st Kestrel Grenadiers, or I should say he was a lieutenant. He was cashiered, washed out, dropped like a brick, general discharge from the FedCom, not willing on his part, and now he's declared, even though he doesn't own a mech, he doesn't know anybody here, he's going to ship out to Solaris, and he claims that he will become the champion? Forget about it.
Very long odds indeed. What, you think he's going to go right away to Class 6? Oh,
absolutely
stupid.
Not. He isn't even on planet yet. This is the kind of Federated Suns trash that they keep sending to the Lyran Alliance. There's a reason we left. Stop coming after us. It's over. It's you, not me.
This is my most favorite thing I've ever heard you say, Mueller. If you look at my past few opponents from, the Federated Commonwealth, what did they all have in common? What do they have in common with Michael? Too
losers.
Quick.
Losers. Yes. Thank God the Archon chose to pull us out. Who knows what sort of mismanagement the little Napoleon could have done to us.
Wow. You do have a way with words, Mueller. It is very good.
All right, let's talk about you, Mr. Sokolov. Cosmo?
Whatever you prefer. We are
what do you prefer?
Nicholas.
Nicholas. Okay. I can work with that. He takes a drink of the water.
He was debating, do I say it on TV? Maybe Trace will see it and not call me Nick anymore.
All right. Let's talk about your upcoming opponent. I understand you recently met with that psychopath.
Well, I will say that Star Commander Lezgo is very passionate. Very passionate indeed. Has some very strong thoughts and opinions. Also has a very dangerous machine. Yes.
You've overcome long odds before. Some have called you the Wonder Child.
Really?
Yes.
I quite like the ring of that, especially for someone in his mid-40s. Child, I like it.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people moving up in the ranks in your organization. You are currently number 2 behind William the Hillbilly Schmidt, correct?
I believe that is accurate, yes. Hillbilly is very, very good. Tough to compete with him, although he did take a beating yesterday, or 2 days ago.
To a clan machine, nonetheless.
Well, he was in the industry of technology, which can compete. I don't believe in all this nonsense about clan technology being superior. I believe we are an equal playing field if configured correctly. For example, you will notice that my machine today has something you probably have not seen a lot of in Solaris. The light engine. The
light engine. This is a rare technology normally dispensed to Wolf's Dragoons. How did you get a hold of this? Is Apex Dragons being sponsored as a sub-unit of Wolf's Dragoons?
I cannot give you away all my secrets, Mueller. You know this. I'm
going to assume that that's a yes.
I am not confirming nor denying.
I'm going to assume that was a second yes.
I feel like he's going to take apart the video just to have Cosmo say yes.
He doesn't need to. I mean, they're in 10 minutes, an affiliate of DBC is going to print That, and then DBC is going to quote the article saying that this is true.
The power of media.
Yeah. All you need to do is get some sort of shit rag to say something, and then you quote them, and then no one can see you because you're saying, oh, we're just quoting them. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm most excited to put this latest technology to the test, especially against such a clan machine, the pinnacle of clan technology in the light mech, I must say.
You think that this machine, the Cougar, is the pinnacle of light mech technology? Not
For
something
clans.
like...
For clans.
I see. All right.
You cannot fit more firepower on a chassis.
Not even a 35-ton chassis?
I thought the Cougar was 35 tons.
I thought it was 30.
It is 35.
My God. Never mind then. What he actually said was, what's your strategy going into today? You've mentioned that you've custom set up your mech for this battle.
Well, in this case, I don't believe Lezgo will miss with the large pulse lasers. So I must be able to return fire an equal amount as he can punch out. Otherwise, I don't stand a chance. He outranges me. So I must get close and punch back.
So your plan is to get as close as possible and counterpunch. Okay.
Man, that's usually what I do. Is it not? I get close. I hope to punch back harder than he can punch me. We'll see.
All right. Anything you want to say to the fans, friends, folks at home?
Yes, I do. I do have one thing I would like to mention that I'm happy to announce. I don't think I can say it to a straight face. Cosmo's Cosmic Flame Grill. It is out of this world. There is no other establishment like it. Why? Because every dish must have ingredients from all 5 major factions. Let me ask you, Mueller, what is your favorite dish in Lyran space? I did not think this would stump you.
Oh man, so he would want something that would be traditionally really German, and I don't want to just say something like schnitzel because that's not mature enough for him. Probably.
Can I throw something out there?
I'm gonna say Black Forest ham used in some sort of dish, but please go ahead, throw it out.
I'm gonna horribly pronounce this, but Schweinsachse.
I don't know what that is.
It's like pork shoulder where you like that's this big and there's a giant fucking knife coming out of it.
Sounds amazing. Let's say yes.
Yes, Schweinsachse. Very good. We could take some of that and incorporate it into one of our creative masterpieces. While the focus is on the 5 factions, of course, we incorporate cuisines from all over, even including Rasselhug. Now,
so you mean the 6 factions? He interrupts you.
Well, yes. We are all encompassing. But what really sets us apart?
What about Comstar?
What would you say Comstar cuisine is?
Terran? Are the periphery worlds included in this?
I think.
What about the Chaos March? Yeah. Now, see, look, for him, he's intentionally trying to ruin your advertisement because you're talking about mixing cultures together. And he's a guy who believes in the purity of Lyran culture. He is intentionally screwing with you.
I feel like Cosmo would speed through the rest of it just to try to make sure he gets his pitch out. Be like, listen, what really separates us apart? It is all you can eat with an endless array of ingredients, sauces and toppings, bringing the dish to life at the open flame grill.
Okay.
And
roll
this is
at a -1.
a very close steal to Fire and Ice, who anyone's ever been there.
Never heard of it.
8. This is -1, then a +1, so 8.
Despite his best attempts to sabotage you. Now, just to be clear, this is a restaurant you're opening?
It is a single one restaurant on Solaris, yes.
Oh, man. Who's the chef? Is it you, or did you get, like, Mario Batali, a no-name?
It's... probably would have left that to Zhang to pick out the right chef.
Okay. All right.
Because I don't think this is something Cosmo would have any expertise in. He's just the face.
We'll assume it's a celebrity chef just for a show at the very least. Yeah,
And I was also just throw a quick plug that we also serve some of the best whiskey around in Champion Choker.
Champion Choker. That's
yes.
Okay.
Cosmo just leaving breadcrumbs all over the place.
Yeah. He doesn't want to say that it's a Federated Sons brand.
What's the big deal? You're just going to cut it anyways.
Yeah. Well, now we will. All right. I'll see you in your match tomorrow, Nicholas.
My thanks as always.
All right. As soon as the program's over, he just pulls his earpiece out and he just is. He's not even talking to you. He's just looking at his own stuff. He's like, "What the fuck was that? Who let this guy on the set? What the diversity?" Oh. He actually starts gagging into a trash can.
Even better. I'm gonna figure out how to keep that going.
Well, you just went from making him your best friend at the beginning of the interview to your mortal enemy, which is usually not what you want out of the person who interviews you regularly.
Well, if I just keep getting enough glory, I just won't go.
You can skip it without the glory. The glory just lets you.
You skip the penalty too.
Yeah.
Did I lose one stress earlier for the 10? Is that what happens on the 10? Or
no, that 10 was for research.
Okay, all right. I couldn't remember when you get glory or lose stress or anything. Okay, cool.
No, you're good.
Then, I didn't say it on air, but I'm guaranteeing victory to Rackety and Gamble.
Okay.
As they took care of Cosmo's 2 mechs and health between the last fights.
All right. Anything special you want to do while arriving on the battlefield?
It's kind of the same entrance as usual. So he'll come in with the flamer holding it from Hillbilly, green flame pumping out to Ivan Drago's music. As he gets in the mech, he will pull out a book, open to a random page, and say, "Convince your enemy that you will gain very little by attacking you. This will diminish their enthusiasm." And he's like, this makes perfect sense for Lezgo.
I want you to imagine for a moment Spanish guitar, steel string, crisp noises rolling out, both over the speakers and through the open plane between the two of you. It fades off for a moment and then comes back with a full band, Texas style, rowdy. And we hear a man singing in Clan Russianish, so a Clan Russian accent, a song about a wise spider escaping the jaws of the viper and riding that viper onto Earth. This song is wild, man. It's sung by a Russian guy, but I don't know if you've ever seen the ghost Texan guy that's like, "Wah!"
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that, man. There's like 4 of those at intermittent parts of it.
Jesus Christ. I had the Texas, then you were like in Russian. I was like, I'm struggling with that one. bringing that one to the front.
You've never heard of the Russian Texans? That's actually big in the Battletech universe.
I don't think I have.
Oh, no. They're from the Trinity Worlds. They're team up with the Jew Boys, which are the Jewish mech warriors that escaped the purging and ended up in the Free World League Trinity Worlds.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Because that's also where Trinity Worlds is where your merc company's from, right?
Yes, their leader was from.
Okay, Commander Conjo, whatever. Can't remember his name.
That's you're talking about the 17th, yeah, Camacho Caballeros.
Yes.
Yep, my favorite merc company that I based Crow's Black off of.
See, I didn't know about them until after Crow's Black.
It's okay. The author is dead, but Crow's Black and through it, the 17th will always live within me because those novels are literally just a bunch of dumbasses taking beers, kicking back, and driving mechs, causing chaos.
Yep.
It's the most realistic battle novels I could think of from Mercenaries. Just absolutely unprofessional.
Well, it's also kind of similar to 1 or 2 episodes of Battletech. Minus a bunch of mechs.
All right, he rolled 2 6s and he's got a +1 for being an ex-soldier.
I got an 11, so the only way I can beat this is I need 2 6s or an 11. Nope.
Do you think you can escape the Viper's gaze? Forget about it. He's faster than you. He's done the math.
I thought cougars were slow as fuck.
Aren't they 5/8?
That's not. Yeah, that's not
it doesn't matter how fast they are. It's about strategy. He's already calculated your next 2 moves.
It's just about their big ass. So which way do you want to go?
That's a great question. I want to go lengthwise because I want to keep you away as long as possible. I'll come in from the east side.
The Western Gate? What?
That's where I'm forcing you to go through, yeah. Let's take a look at this cougar. It actually reminds me of an Uziel, a very popular mech. That's basically just a giant gun mounted above a cockpit.
60. That doesn't look like 60.
LRMs, lasers, fighter cockpit. Where you at, bro?
That's right. There we go. Now we got the right angle. All right, I have placed.
I've also placed.
What is my longest range weapon? 19. Not very good.
Got a
All
9.
of your weapons are longer than that. All right. I got a 9. What'd you get?
9.
If I re-roll, I have to keep my second.
I mean,
roll,
we
right?
both have to re-roll right now.
Well,
We
I have
both
the SPA.
You don't, but you don't need to. We both re-roll when there's a match. Right?
So even if
Yes.
I re-rolled and my second roll is better than your first one?
No, we're both re-rolling right now. You don't need to use Tactical Genius at all yet.
Okay.
I have a 7.
8.
Okay. You have 1. I have arrived.
Interesting. Behind a level 2A. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That looks like it goes through, so it's good. Eat a red die. I'll turn once. It's a 4. Okay.
All right.
Oh wait, can you shoot your LRMs direct? I don't know if you've got.
I'm
any
not going
SPs.
to.
But you can. Ooh.
He doesn't
I got
have
6.
a bleak attacker, so he has no sensor data on you.
Got it. That's right. I do know your SPAs. That's right.
Yeah. 6.
I got a 6 for my first roll.
Very well. Let's re-roll. Oh wait, I have a 7, so never mind. You're the one who has to re-roll. I'm using Tactical Genius.
Yeah, I got 12.
Okay. I take 1 step forward.
Yeah, that thing is short. It looks like it's only 1 height.
I can increase its size if you really want me to. I mean,
No, that's quite all right.
is this more suitable for you?
Yeah, just hold on. I morph into a king crab.
Get that shit out of here. It's actually gonna re-arrive in the center of the table, I bet. Oh, it rolled up the side. How did that happen? I don't know.
Where is it? Oh my god.
Yeah.
You threw some force. I'm going to activate Supercharger and hopefully do better than, oh boy, not much better than Kane's first roll, which means I get to move 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. Is that really what I want to do? I can't get any trees. Yeah, I think I just gotta get as close as I can. That's definitely +4.
By my read, you're still shooting into my front arc, and I can hit you with the torso twist. Yep.
Does that go right down that?
Yep, directly lateral.
So you decide if you get partial cover then, or do I decide?
It's defender's advantage. It would be your decision because I'm shooting first.
Well, then I'm going to choose you don't get partial cover.
Very well.
All right, bring the pain.
Six X's. LPLs over LRM 10s. Right arm for 10.
That's going to hurt.
Left leg for 10.
Okay. That's one pilot roll.
Six missiles hit. The first 5 hit left torso.
Okay.
1 damage right arm.
Down to 1 armor there.
So it's 3 missiles hit left leg.
Well, you have sheared off a fuckload of armor.
It's really bad because I have a 12 on the critical, so if that had gone through, we're just blowing
With
the
3
leg
missiles, yeah, that would have sucked.
off.
There was one battle against, I think it was against Sidious. We were doing like lance on lance. My very first LRM shot of an LRM 20, only 6 missiles hit, and that last 1 missile was a through armor CT with 3 crits. I took out a gyro and 2 engines. He was pissed because there was a catapult that he was useless the rest of the fight. Okay, so I'm a base 2. I moved for 2. You have no evasion, but you're in woods, so that's a base of 5 minus my target computer brings it back to 4. In what range? 6. So I can shoot my ER medium laser and my large laser. Large laser is going to be 4, medium will be 6. So I'll do large laser first. Hits your front left arm. How much damage is that? 8.
Yeah. This is a medium laser?
This is a ER large.
Oh, ER large for 8.
Does 8, and I need a 6 for the ER medium. That hits. Location 6. Right torso takes 5.
Okay.
Before I forget, I have to do my pallet roll. We good.
All right, let's roll. I built 9 heat.
Holy shit. I got a 9.
I have a 5.
In a match like this, 4 luck and 4 luck I don't think will be used. How much armor does the Cooper have? More than I thought. Damn. 105.
Okay.
You can't run into. Is it you can't run into any water? Or you can't run into depth 1 water.
You can't run into depth 1 water.
1, 2, turn 3, 4, 5, turn 6, 7, 9. Yeah, let's do that. I don't even think I need my supercharger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, which is a +3. Or is it at 8? 7 to 9 is +3. Yeah.
Now he can torso twist and fire all weapons, right? Because he's facing this way.
Yeah, his front arc will hit me this way.
Yep. Okay.
I wonder. It's too late. I already took the piece off. I wonder if I could have gotten up here. Yeah, you can change up to 2 levels. Shit, yes. That was so stupid. I totally could have gone up there.
You could have, but then you wouldn't have been able to engage in physical combat.
This is true. I could have just DFA'd from 2 levels higher.
Can you DFA without jump jets? Just jumping?
I have 3 jump jets.
Oh.
But
well, you could have stood up there and waited until next turn.
Waited another turn.
He didn't move. Yeah.
Yes.
He somehow continued facing his back towards you. You have a lot of if statements there that make me a little worried. All right, so he's shooting. He has a +1 because of heat, and he's firing 2 LPLs.
This is gonna hurt.
So I can only miss on double ones. Center torso for 10.
Oh man, there's not many places left you can hit.
Through armor, center torso with a critical.
Through armor, center torso. So you automatically get 1 crit. It's 10 damage, right?
Yep.
So you automatically get 1 crit. So
light fusion engine.
Okay, now you have to roll crits again because you hit internal anyways to see if you would have gotten a crit normally.
All right, I'll buy that. I don't think that's... I do. I get another crit.
Uh-oh. Okay, no, I thought that was it. Okay.
On another light fusion engine.
I mean, not idea. I thought you hit the supercharger. I was like, oh, shit. But
I mean, you're at +10 heat right now.
Yep.
Yeah, he just turns and fires twice directly into the center of your torso, and pieces of your mech are falling out that you really would like to keep in there.
Yep.
You're going to need a crushing counterstrike here in order to match that.
I'm also going to make my pilot roll now. Yeah, I'm definitely good. There's no way to use... I don't have any glory. Never mind. The glory to negate the crit. That would have been clutch. I don't have any glory. Oh well.
Got to make those political statements on the mic, sir.
I don't know how else to insult the speaker without saying diversity. I guess that's political for one individual.
Yes, for him.
Yeah.
It's normal to the inner sphere, which is, as much as they're like, the samurai all live in Japantown, right? It's still a cultural melting pot everywhere, more or less.
4, no, what's this times from a base? 3 with the targeting computer, and we're at short range. So I'm just going to go ahead and... Actually, if I'm at base 3... if I use targeting computer, all those become 6s.
I don't know what we're saying.
Sorry, I'm saying if I'm at 3 to hit, but then I use targeting computer instead of a normal hit, you get a +3 penalty, yes. Right? So now it'd be 6s to hit your right side. Is there anything that's already hurt on the right side?
Torso.
Right torso. Yeah, why not? I have 4 luck points. I might as well. Yeah, so I'll use a targeting computer aiming at your right side, and I need 6s to hit.
Okay.
First is the large laser. That hits, but it misses the location, right?
So I'll get your location dice rerolled for you. Your new location is 10.
On the right side is left arm.
It's internal.
2 on the crits, so no crits. Well, what's in there? Should I look that? Can I look
LPL.
that? Why not? Let's look that. I have 4 of them. I was use them before this match ends.
Very well. Let me get them.
You can just take all the dice out of the box. Oh, thank you, sir.
10.
2 crits.
Go ahead. Make your rolls.
Just a d6, right?
No.
5 and a 3.
5, 3 is nothing.
Oh, what the heck? That's a weird thing. That is weird. 6, 3.
That's a miss again.
All right. 5, 2. That's a miss. 1, 1.
Shoulder.
No, we want the laser. Damn it. 6, 3. That's nothing. 4, 5. God damn it. Heatsink. He still got that laser. Not good. All right. That was a large laser. Next is the medium laser, or ER medium laser. Needs a 6. Hits. Misses again on the location. So that's these 2.
Yes, I got you. Oh, you already
sorry.
have him. 7.
7. So 7 on the right side is right torso. 5 damage.
Okay. Then internal.
And the last thing, the small laser hits. Also misses on location. Man.
9.
9 on the right side is left torso for 3 damage.
Okay. Not enough to make him piloting.
I'm going to. Oh, I'm so dumb. I should have done my. It is so rare I get to use the fire fist, and I totally forgot about it. Oh well.
I even told you. I told you you could make a melee attack, and you
well,
totally ignored me.
Yeah, I'm still gonna kick. I just forgot. I was so excited to kick. I forgot about the other thing. But
piloting skills 3, if that makes a difference for kicking.
Base 2, 3, 4, -2. I just need not snake eyes. Oh, that was close. I kick 6 on your right. So I automatically kick the right leg.
How much?
I do 7 damage. Man, this thing's got a ton of armor.
All right. When you kick him, he finally opens comms and says, "Melee combat, dishonorable."
Have you not seen my fights? I do it more than half the time.
I assumed you would treat me with the same measure of respect I showed you.
What respect was that? What? Like he's like inviting me over and insulting me? Okay. I need to do some heat calculations here.
It's got a 6 on initiative.
I would have gained 1, and I gained 10 on top of that. So I'm at 11.
He's at 12, so it's not working well for either of you.
Initiative. I got a 7. What'd you get?
6.
Right. The thing is, with all of his heat penalties, he still doesn't miss.
Yeah, he just stays still. And he says, "Man to man, 1-on-1. Let us end this." glorious and burning. Isn't that your way?
If I somehow survive the round or the shooting round and get a kickoff, it is guaranteed to hit his right leg and guaranteed to go internal. All right. Cosmo will do that, not trying to redeem anything in this dude's eyes, but I'm going to use my targeting computer again and shoot his right leg.
Okay. He is going to alpha strike
shit out of me. Yeah. this thing's over. Just one hit in my torso and I'm fucked.
I'm going to shoot the damaged one first, the damage LPL first.
Ooh. That +2 penalty for the shoulder is negated by me not moving for once. Pretty sure you can't miss. Not center torso.
Center torso.
Fuck!
For 10 with a critical.
I mean, it's already toast.
All right, well, the rest of your mech is going to equally be toast. Left torso for 10.
I guess, do you want to do the crits for engine hits to see if it actually explodes?
I do. I want to see if he can stack bully you. Okay, we're going to make it so that this mech is unrecoverable.
Right, did you have crits on the torso?
On the right torso? I don't think so. But if I can slice it off, that's 6 engine hits, so.
Okay, so go ahead.
Or 5 engine hits, yeah.
How many crits do you have to roll in the CT that you hit?
4.
You have to roll 4 crits?
Oh, sorry. I mean, if you destroy the center torso, that's 3 engine damages, right? Then you just need another torso in order to push it over. Am I wrong about this?
I thought stack pulling was just 4 engine crits and then a single round, period. Like actual crits.
He did have a crit on that, right. So I guess let's check.
How many crits was your
4-1 is a gyro, all right. That's not so good.
I mean, so
yeah, they didn't have a crit on the other one.
Okay. Then,
so right now you're taking 5 damage to the right arm.
1. Was that critical?
No.
Okay, I don't think we care.
Center anyways, torso with 2 criticals.
Well, there's no CT left, so just criticals.
2-4 is a gyro.
My gyro is completely dead now.
2-2 is another fusion engine.
It's an engine.
So that's 3 of the 4 I need.
So that's, yeah.
And then the second LRM is 9 on a 10 is probably 9. No, it's 8. 5 damage left leg.
Any crits? Not that
yes,
matters.
But it won't matter. And right arm again. None of these are going to be able to get through the CT. All right, so your mech is a paperweight, but you don't explode violently, despite my best efforts.
Which means it's repairable.
For now.
Barely.
Okay. That does, however, mean that I build another 8 points of heat and kick myself up to 20.
Well, I don't think that matters when the match is over, but...
He has to roll for shutdown and ammo explosion.
Oh, man. If he sets off an ammo explosion and then sets off another critical on me, that'd be funny.
he stack pulls himself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least clan mechs automatically have case built in, so... on base 2, no one moved. Target computer makes it -1, +3 for targeting is 1 is 4.
I mean, even if you miss, you're just gonna lucky it.
Aha! That hit the right leg for 8 damage.
Indeed, it did.
That's actually, I wonder. I already said it, but if I know I'm already dead, I shouldn't be targeting your right leg. Doesn't matter anymore. But
no critical.
Nope, no critical.
All right.
Next laser needs a 4 that hits. Location 4 is a miss, so I end up hitting a 4 anyways. On the right side is right arm, 5 damage.
All right.
No critical.
Yeah.
And the small laser definitely hits the right leg and does 3 damage.
He has
No
2 internal structure left there.
Wah, wah.
Okay, let's see if he dies. Technically, you've already lost because this happens at the end. So,
Yeah.
shutdown 1 is successful. Shutdown 2 is successful. Ammo explosion successful.
And 11 killed it.
So you get that mech warrior ejecting noise as you look down at his cougar looking up at you, and you think,
He's gonna shoot me.
I forgot to mention Tokasa.
Well, I was only gonna use it if I had a chance of winning, like in one round, as like to distract. Because
once you use it, it's for the whole rest of the match. He has a -1.
Right, but I didn't want to have to. If I didn't really,
you didn't want to piss him off if you didn't have to. Yes,
exactly. If I didn't have a chance of winning, I don't want to get another enemy. So,
how could you lose on a Wednesday, Dunamis? What is this going to do for your formula?
This is also might be the first time New York has taken a beating this bad.
Man, it's a good thing you didn't go out of your way to insult him, because he would have just trashed your mech right here. Just fucking Omega Tenaga stomped on it until it was dead.
He would have heard a guy screaming in a parachute, "I thought you didn't like melee."
He didn't need it.
No.
He used the tenacity of the Falcon's claws.
Yeah, that's the Cougar is I think one of the best light mechs. So a bit envious. It's a good one.
Pack Hunter, you need to be able to jump enormous distances while firing an ERPPC. You can build a light mech pilot that is an expert pack hunter for pretty low SPA costs and just go absolutely fucking nuts.
Or you could just go get Firecracker and bring him back.
Wow, Firecracker. You think that busted down mech pilot who had to custom weld his own Gauss rifle can afford a pack hunter?
Well, all someone needs to do is recruit him and give him the mech.
Okay.
You just need the meat.
Now. Firecracker for Elizabeth's job, general manager of
Either that or the surfer dude. I can't remember his name, but I had to fight once.
So I should mention that one of the investors has made a move to promote their own personal character as the new general manager, and players can put forward their contenders. There will be a vote for this. It will not just include people that the gladiators have put forward, but they will be included. Cosmo has chosen to sponsor Trace Billings.
Yes.
Professional mech racer and now owner.
Right.
Of a football team. A mech football team. American football team.
Hold on one second. Sorry.
All right. We're right here at the end. You are not invited to an exit interview with Ernst Dieter Mueller.
I'm not. I pissed him off that much.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
There's something you should know about ultra-nationalist talk show hosts. It's that they're big fucking babies about losing.
Cosmo's like, well, got out of one more duty. I think what's that running back from the Seahawks years ago would be proud?
Marshawn Lynch? Is that who you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, I knew that, but Cosmo doesn't really follow sports that much. Yeah.
I don't know many football players, but he's my hero.
All you gotta know is he skipped an interview and he likes Skittles.
It doesn't really matter how good of a player he is to me now. He took a stand on the fucking stupidness of interviews, and that forever will be the most interesting thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, when I go to watch sports like football, it's like 4 hours of player interviews, coach interviews, advertising, and I'm like, this is a 1 hour game, guys. We don't need 5 fucking hours of television to do this.
That's why when TiVo came out, everything changed.
Oh my God. You're not kidding. You're not kidding. Being able to skip the commercials?
Yes.
Oh, even for regular television, it was a godsend.
I even skip most kickoffs and extra points. I just want the plays in between. But
I feel like that's a dishonor to the kickers who work very hard at what they do. Okay.
Yeah, but they're boring plays. So.
Yeah, but if you miss the kick, everyone threatens you for the rest of your life and sends you terrible mail.
It's far more likely not to miss kicks since they moved the extra point back. But yes, it's true. God. But the one thing Cosmo will do after the match, I guess two things. One, continue to train Caspar, especially in his new mech. Probably not at the shooting range now that he's banned there, but for a couple days. But in searching for just in my random Googling, I found something called the Cosmo Cosmic Orange Flower. And Cosmo would send that to Elizabeth with a note that says, Elizabeth, though we never really saw eye to eye, I will truly miss you. And I am sorry for any crossed out. All the pain, stress, and lies. Please know it was never anything personal. Wish you the best, Cosmo.
Okay. She took it personally. And
I figured that's why he didn't do it in person.
As you hand the letter off, let me just make sure there's nothing else you wanted to do this session.
Nope.
Okay. You will not get the opportunity to train with Caspar.
Oh no. What happened? I swear, if it's the Maskarovka again, we're gonna have problems.
It's the Maskarovka again.
God damn these guys.
Zhang is with them.
Zhang is Maskarovka?
No, but she's with the group of them, and she looks pissed at you. Like, she looks like she's going to personally tear your heart out and eat it.
Oh, no.
The Maskarovka officer, who's different than the one you saw before, says, Mr. Nicholas Sokolov?
Aye.
You are under arrest for espionage and treason. Let me see your hands.
Zhang, perhaps we should get a lawyer. Racket and Gamble? And Cosmo won't say anything else.
I have a lawyer. I will be utilizing him to the fullest effect against you. I can't believe you've done this.
Wait, what exactly did you say I did?
She holds up the handkerchief from Apex Dragons, and she shows that very clearly there's a listening device sewn into it.
Sorry, my dice rolls suck.
Do you willingly give yourself over to the Maskarovka for arrest?
Where is this?
Probably in your military offices.
So not near Apex Dragons headquarters at all?
I mean, listen, they're not going to invade there to arrest you. It doesn't matter where this scene takes place. It's going to be in some place where you have no chance of escape or aid. They wouldn't approach you unless they knew they could get you. But you're wily, and you could get some good dice rolls in. You got edge.
I have 2 edge.
You want to try to escape this? What would Justin Allard
I don't even know where I would go to do. The only person who still likes Cosmo was Zhang, and now she fucking hates his guts.
I mean, she thinks that you're a traitor who's been infiltrating her and married her all to get closer to her to start recording conversations.
Right, but given in this scenario, there's not much he can say that I don't think that can change that.
You could always cooperate in full to prove your innocence to the Maskarovka.
I might as well do something.
Here's the best part about this. This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't taken the white noise generator off of the table in the middle of the conversation.
Bro, I'm trying to remember, what did we talk about after that?
Was it nothing really, serious? But it doesn't matter because they have a bug with you recording things on it.
So I guess what the part I'm not piecing together is, sure, there's a listening device in the handkerchief.
Yes.
But if Seth put it there, why the hell do the Maskarovka know what was said? Like, why is listening
They're
device
listening to it now as well. They're taking the recording out of it.
Oh. How did they figure out it was there? Like a detector thing?
Well, you can ask them right now. I mean, they're here to arrest you, but you could just be like, oh my God, I didn't know that was there. How did you figure it? How did you detect that? You could have that conversation.
I mean, I do feel like Cosmo would try to put up some defense of like, because it's Zhang, he would not, he'd be like, I honestly didn't know it was there. But the thing, I can't think as a player, I can't think of anything that makes sense as a defense.
The guy approaching you, he says, look, I understand. This kind of thing happens all the time. Someone
Not
bugs
to
you.
me. This was inner family workings.
I know. I get it. Just come down with us. I'll help you prove your innocence. Look, I'm on your side here. He gives you a nice, friendly
don't trust
smile.
This dude at all.
You shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
I think where would Cosmo run to?
He's still moving casually but friendly towards you with an open pair of handcuffs.
Yeah, I've decided Cosmo is going to run. I just don't know what his destination will be. Like, where's it going to go? Fulcher? No, that won't work.
The Jade Falcon compound. No one will ever think to look for him there. You could always try to hide with Apex Dragons.
No,
that's like the last place he wants. After what
no
power there.
That's the last place he wants to go.
It would certainly make you look guilty as hell.
You know where he's going to go?
Where's he going to go?
A friend he just made this episode, Trace Billings.
Incredible. If there's one man who could hide you from the eyes of the Maskarovka, it's someone too fast to be seen.
There you go. I mean, he really, like, he's running, I mean, kind of like I'm doing now, running down the list of people who he actually can trust, and there's like no one left.
All right.
So I think he's gonna probably sock the guy walking towards him, then book it and try to get to Trace Billings.
Make an attack roll using your training.
Training, I have a +1. Okay. SPA number 1. Oh, not SPA. Edge number 1.
You only get one edge here. Right. You better hope these dice come up good. Oh, boy.
That's a 9.
All right.
That's a 9.
Take a point of meat damage that you will not be able to heal.
What? I punched him.
Yes, but he also gets a hit back on you. Actually, it's probably Zhang trips you while you're running.
Oh, so I don't even get away?
You do get away. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're successful, but you take an injury in the process.
Okay, so this is...
And you won't be able to heal it because you don't have access to world-class medical, healing during your downtime here. You're on the run until you can make contact with Trace and get set up with the safe house. But I imagine at some point you go through a window and it's like a movie poster for The Fugitive with Cosmo. I'm an innocent man, and the Masquerade chasing you says, I don't care.
All right. I think I have a very shoddy plan put together. I formulated in my head. I will try to escape, get to Trace Billings, and then I'm going to try to contact one of the only people that I think I can still trust that still has access to the Apex Dragons compounds in Cosmo's office, where the rest of the row.
Mm-hmm. It's my camera's reversed, so it was in the wrong direction. I knew it was row, but
really, that's predictable. I thought no one would get that. Right.
I got it immediately. He's the only person anyone can rely on in these dark times.
Apparently. Yeah, I'm going to contact Row and be like, go into my office, please. First of all, I will owe you tremendously after this, but I need you to go into my office and get the rest of get the rest of the outfits. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I want all of them. And I'll tell him, I will trust him to say I'm at Trace Billings. You know what? No, fuck that. I'm going to meet him someplace neutral. I don't want him knowing where I am.
I feel like the end scene ends with you telling him to do that. The screen is black. It looks like we're about to go to credits, and then we hear Rose say, let me think about this for a second.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Does this really work in Apex Dragons' favor? End scene. We'll find out what happens to Cosmo next time, but man, this shit is heating up as the season comes to a close.
I'm starting to think I should have gone for the 4 engine crits to explode and not use Edge to get out.
Look, there are several things on your side. You are actually totally innocent, and it's pretty easy to prove that Seth put them there.
Yeah, but when does that ever work? And Cosmo's like no friends left.
Will your relationship with your wife ever recover?
Oh, shoot. You know who I should have said I was going to? I can't believe I missed this one. Big Tony.
Big Tony Bertoli? He's off planet executing that Highlander, Sergeant Davies.
Oh, God damn it. Okay. Sergeant Davies.
Yeah, he's chasing him across the inner sphere so he can execute him. Yeah.
All right.
Davies is the one who killed Neo Licata all the way back in season 1. They've been looking for him for a long time.
Man.
Hunter gave him his email and his location and
What are the man, never mind. I'll figure it out for next session. It'll be fun with the next phone call I want to make long distance.
Seth, you son of a bitch. Why'd you do it? Why'd you set me up?
I am kind of curious what it was he was ultimately trying to find
Seth
out.
bugged all of the clothes.
Oh yeah, I mean, I kind of figured when you gave us all a roll, unfortunately we all failed. But
so
it's
far,
even better.
there are some people who haven't had an episode yet, but
yeah, well, it's even more fitting on the comment I made on YouTube earlier today.
Yes, I know.
Man,
I've been Roflcoptering just to bring it back 10 years ago, but wow, this could not have worked out any more shittily.
I guarantee you this was not what Seth's ultimate goal was.
I agree with you that that's not how it should have turned out, but go back and watch my face when you took the white noise generator out, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, we don't need this anymore. Let's just enjoy it. I think that's why Cosmo's so nervous. He's like, well, what the fuck did we talk about? All we did was have dinner.
You don't have to talk about anything. They just need to be able to prove that you were recording them.
Yeah.
You made her bring that.
Yeah. And I'm sure by running away, it made me look so much more innocent.
Oh, so guilty. Why is Varen joining us?
What do you mean joining us?
He literally just joined the Battletech.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Hey, no spoilers. Don't let them see who won.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else going on?
No, I'm good. I don't know what can top what just happened.
What a disaster. And the thing is, the most exciting part of the episode didn't happen till the end of the episode.
Those are the best, though. I do enjoy when that happens. I knew something bad was when you're like, you can't get to Casper. Is there anything else you want to do? I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah. This is the smell of Justin Allard. I mean, do you remember when he had to crawl on into the night with no help, kill Grey Norton, steal his battle mech, become the grand champion of Solaris?
Yeah, I don't think Cosmo has that in him.
He just evaded a Maskarovka agent and his own wife and is now plotting his revenge against Seth.
All I need is the sun to bail me out. Where's Kai? But man,
unfortunately,
what an ending.
He's getting ready to fight the clans for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
Kai actually just left a couple of months ago, and because he didn't continue as a Solaris champion, Wynn Goddard took it over.
If Cosmo ever had the balls to get or ever made in the top 20, he might actually go to the Valhalla Shield Hall, and he would totally go right up to the champion and say, "Hey, I'm coming for you." Just kidding, I'll never make it there.
The light 20 has the last seat on the bar, on the long seat.
That'd be so fitting for Cosmo.
Because it's the 100 class 6, and then as each rank goes down,
20.
Yeah.
Well, that's not only unlikely now because I just lost, but also unlikely because what just happened. So we'll see.
You have the truth on your side. You're a truly innocent man, even if you have run, although technically that is an executable crime. So
yeah, and I'll have to think of something creative for Cosmo to come out of this one.
Oh, Cosmo. Come on. Ask yourself and ask the audience members for help, please. What would Justin Allard do?
I'd rather just tell Spoon that he sucks.
Yeah, I saw that in Gladiator Sable. Yeah. Oh boy. Spoon's gonna be watching this episode and he's gonna be going like, "Oh God, why did this happen?"
That was totally not.
He's also gonna be laughing. He's gonna be laughing so hard.
That's not what it was meant for.
Yeah, I know that's not what it was meant for. It's still very funny.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for us, and
shit.
Yeah.
Too funny. Alrighty, sir. Well, thank you for a entertaining session going out with a bang.
Yeah. Well,
when does season 2 end?
I mean, I don't know, and you don't know. It's sometime after February.
Okay.
Early March, I think. But you're moving, and everybody's schedules is moving around. Yeah, so we're just playing it by years.
I'm driving cross country starting the week of the 14th of March. So
we either need it to be before that or after March. So
I mean, Cosmo can just go into hiding at this point.
I really feel like it's not going to be as bad as you're making it out to be.
No, I don't think
provably innocent man.
Well, I don't think it will be either. But I'm trying to, from Cosmo's perspective, he showed up, saw Zhang, who's pissed at him, which he knows is bad. Can't get Caspar. Realizes there's something wrong with the pouch that's a recording device and the mask rose cup there. He doesn't know who knows what. All he knows is it's bad.
Yeah, somebody bugged you.
Yes.
That's it. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I hope you have a game plan then.
Me too.
Just know that Trace Billings is he's not a particularly useful guy. He's just rich and fast.
Yeah, I will take rich at this point.
Well, richness is power on Solaris.
Well, because honestly, I thought that because Cosmo might be rich, but he's also married to Zhang, and he can't use any credit card or anything without Zhang knowing now. So he's like, shit.
All my accounts are frozen. Guess that makes me a fugitive. All right, we'll be back with this guy in 2 weeks. Have a good time, Zone friends.